Okay, hey everyone, I'm back. So this is the last stream for this week, and I'll be doing or writing some blogs on weekend. That's the plan. So I'll invest some time doing that because I haven't written any blogs since long time. And Angular 20 release, I think, gives good opportunity to actually go ahead and revisit what has been happening around Angular and write a blog on it. So, but apart from that, of course, we yesterday, if you remember, we created this typed form, which is available since Angular 14, and you can um, have this non-nullable forms now, where you can define the properties which will not be nullable. So, if you remember, like when I started creating this form, and if I remove this, there was an error. There was a warning saying, okay, the string and null cannot be assigned to string. And then I ended up adding this non-nullable thing, which fixed this because it removed the null values from the form control, and then everything worked fine. And let me know if you have already used or already been using typed form in your application. Okay, so and then next part which we did was to add this controls on the UI, and ended up adding some of the styles, Tailwind CSS. I've never used Tailwind in my life, so this is the first time I'm doing it, and I hope you can hear me. Not sure. I think yeah. Just in case you're online, just let me know if you can hear me properly or not. So, so let's run this application again. I'll just open the command prompt so we can see what is the what's happening. Yeah, also and clearly done. Next, and then we can do serve and our application name. So we can always identify it from project.json. So I think I renamed this project to append frontend. That's to run frontend, right? So just zoom in a little bit. So I was just checking what is this overlay thing in the chat. So yeah, if you are in chat, let me know if you can hear me properly. I think I can see my voice is uh, being captured. So just in case it's not, let me know. It's taking some time to compile this application. Listening on board 400. Yes, Sashi, thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. And I can also show you the GitHub repository. It's actually available here. And in case you want to contribute, you can. And there is already a pull request from Sashi. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if meanwhile we can also uh, quickly do review and merge it. So this introduces social login section for Google and GitHub option, allowing user to initiate. Okay, yeah, I remember this. So I was thinking, okay, prepare RC. I think I see some formatting changes here. Let's see if all. So I've also added CI pipeline for this project. So in case something goes wrong, it will complain about it, like linting, formatting, everything will be checked before we can actually go ahead and merge our changes. So I think that's good. There are no linting and formatting issues on this PR, so I can just go ahead and see and merge it properly. And okay, this is prettier RC, and we added this. Okay, so just moved some code around. Theme service. Oh, there's some little bit of refactor. Okay, this is nice. And there are some tests as well. Header. Okay, component.ts. This for social login. Okay. Okay, fine. This is coming soon, and then we have app theme button, header about feature. Okay, and what we have here is 7. Oh, this is capturing if SSR is enabled or not. Nice. I can approve. And merge this PR. Okay, so I wanted to make one. I think I've already done that. Merge pull request. Okay, so I'll just show you some of the changes which you can make while merging your code. Uh, we use it a lot. I mean, of course, very useful for the enterprises, like how your commits are merged together. So, you can actually have multiple options. So you can say, you can actually also squash your commits. What squash does is actually it will merge multiple commits into a single commit. So when you merge your PR to main, you will see only one commit. And on your feature branch, you can just make hundreds of commits. A lot of open source projects do use it to keep their history clean when the code is merged to main. So you can actually just make uncheck this option in case you're working on a enterprise project where you have this issue, your commit history is like really screwed up, and you want to make sure that your history is clean whenever it's merged, your PI is merged to main. You can just remove this, allow merge commits, and just keep this option, which is called allow squash merging. And you can choose like what you want to include. Hey, Abhishek, what you want to include when you merge your PR in your commit message or um, so you see, it says presented when merging a pull request with merge. By default, it's your default merge, the default message. And then you can change this to either have your PR title or PR title and description. So in our project, I mean at work, we use pull request title with description. So whatever description our developers actually enter during pull request, and whatever the PR title is, we add them both into the commit history, which is good thing to do. You can actually go ahead and check this one in case you haven't done so far, and make sure it will be easy to find like the details of your commit as well. So, oh, thanks, Sashi. So So she's saying he will remove the SVG and then make some more refactor. That's just fine. Yeah, it's still like very early, this project. So we are trying to at least move and do some stuff. So now if I do merge pull request now, you see it's like the summary, the entire summary of my PR, and this is the title. So I can just go ahead and confirm merge, and I will get this all details when I revisit this commit again. So I can go ahead and say view details, and then yeah, this is anyways related to your CI pipeline, but yeah. So one extra settings which you learn about today. And we have, I think we created some issues here already. I remember this is start, social button, and login. I think this are done or no, maybe Sashi might be working on those. So let's see, our application is served. Now I can just go ahead and say, okay, localhost 00, and see our form by going to event/create. Okay, so this is the new form. Like you see, I have applied this Tailwind CSS. I'm still not comfortable doing it, but I asked ChatGPT to do it. Or sorry, I keep saying ChatGPT, but it's Copilot. So I asked Copilot to apply some classes for me, so I can see how it looks like. And if I enter some values, you can see the values are being updated here. And probably I made a mistake for banners, but event type is correct. So let's see, it's banner S, not the Bruce banner, but yeah, banner. So okay, so we had decided, okay, we'll take the name, the banner, the event type, and there are a few more controls. Let's just go ahead and add it. User details, which we don't have yet. And this won't be actually coming from our form. This will be something which will get out of our state or our context, because this will be the details of the logged in user. So I'll just remove it for now. I mean, when I was doing it yesterday, I had no, I mean, yeah, I was just revisiting what we want to have in this control, right, or this particular form. And when we submit this form, I think I need this information. So I can just make it as optional. So user details is optional, and it will not cause any errors in my form. So I can create my form without having this issue, this properties. But when I submit it, I can just get it from the state again and then submit it or send it to my backend, right? And what I need is event location details. So this is another form group, right? So and we can do that using divs. Let's copy paste. And so here you will say form, because I'm doing the nesting. So here, remember, see this. So see the structure of our form. So we are actually creating event form, which has name, banners, and event type. These are controls, direct controls, or you can say, yeah, child controls of this particular form. But there is another nested form inside event form. So event location details is actually having few more fields. So to render this, now we have to say form group name rather than saying form group, which we did here. So say, okay, this is form group name equals to, and we can use the name of our form here. So I can say, okay, this is event location details. And then I can create here save, and can say, okay, now let's add the input controls. So this can be city. And so this is city. Maybe in future we can actually do a drop down for the city, like have list of all cities available and see what happens. So event location details and then city. Some error. Let's see. Okay, it's reconnecting. It's reloading the server. Somehow I stopped the server. Oh, so because there was an error, so it told the server. Should not do that. Let's close this. And console, we don't need this for time being. And we also have this integration whenever we merge PRs, we actually deploy this on Cloudflare because this is where we have deployed our website. So once, yeah, I think probably the deployment might still be in progress, but we can actually just go and check if it's there. Oh, it's, yeah. So you see the changes are deployed and yeah, we have this pop-up which Sashi added. So everything's working fine, light theme, dark theme, and we have the sign in with Google and sign in with GitHub option available now. And let's see, it's still building my application. Meanwhile, I can show you a few more things. For example, this is because the build is already running. Okay, I can do that later. I can show you this project.json here. So as this is a buildable library, I can actually build this separately, this application. And the advantage of having this library is we talked about this, like why should we have libraries so we can go ahead and cache them and we can retrieve it from cache to make like our build faster whenever you are making some changes. And yeah, we have our city. Okay, city is not working fine. Let's see why. So it says cannot find control with path event location details city. Okay, this is interesting. Event location details, and then there is a city. Maybe I know something. And I'll talk about it. But you can actually in NX, you can see this graph actually, which is called as dependency graph. And we can probably run this here. Let's see. Oh, done. Executing task. Why? I haven't started anything. Probably I clicked it by mistake. Okay, so let's see. I can go ahead and do yarn NX, sorry, npm run NX graph. Slow. Then I can go ahead and fix the issue which we are getting NX graph. So on this website right now, if I go to this link, we will see the dependency graph or project graph as we call it. So I can click on show all projects and it will show you this dependency graph, which is nice uh, to figure out how these projects are being used internally, right? So in case you have a lot of projects, you can actually go ahead and see. And it can be very useful when you are adding new features to your application to make sure like you don't have circular dependencies. This graph can be very useful for anything like even refactoring if you're not hitting your cache very often. For example, let's say if you have very low ratio of cache hits, you can also visualize your graph uh, or, or your NX graph and see like what projects are dependent on which project. Maybe you are making a change to one of the libraries very often, which is impacting your entire projects because it's possible, right? You can have dependency at n level. Let's say this library is dependent on this library, and then this library uses another library, or there are a bunch of libraries which are using another library, and making change to that is causing and build or an change into another, like most of your code bases, which is causing your cache to be cleared again or cleaned again, and like there is a new cache which is being created. So go ahead and utilize this if you're using NX. If you're not, migrate to NX. That's very easy. You can just do it with a single command, and it gives you like the number, the projects as well. So you can select project, remove it from your graph, and you visualize better, right? So rather than selecting everything, I can just say, okay, hey, don't give me like hide all projects, just give me the front end, right? So let's see this library and then project. So I just want to see like how they are related. So you can select few libraries and see how they are dependent on each other. So very nice feature. This is something which I really like about NX. I mean, this is one of the selling point for me, and this is free. I don't have to pay anything to get this graph. Now let's get back to our form. So it says cannot find event control details, and I might be doing something wrong here. So I said form group name is event location details. Bound to the directory, the name key in the parent form group or form array. Yeah. So this is the key except name or string as a number. The name of form is string is full and default form. So I think this is right. Then form controlled. I think this. See. No. So I'm saying form group name is event location details, and then form control name is city, and it's the same, right? So if I go back here, it says event location details, and then we have city, which is how it should be. And then unless I'm missing something, which I can see, let's go back to Angular documentation, and we can see what I'm missing. So reactive forms and grouping the form control, right? So create a form instance. This is fine. And then you can use form group and then form control name. That's fine. Group the nested form in the template. This is form group name address. This is also fine. Using the form builder service to generate controls. Okay, this is what we need. And here, so we have an example here that says address, and then we are saying this. Okay, so let's see how to bind this. So this is status. This is probably it should be here somewhere. No, this is HTML. TS. Where is the HTML? So profile editor component.html and then validating ts. Here. So it says form group name, address, and form control name straight. So what am I missing here? So I'm doing the same. So I'm saying form group name is event location details, and then adding the control, which says form control name is city. So what if I do this dot fp dot non-nullable true? So basically, maybe this is something which I'm missing. So it's not taking it as a control. So it says the expected type come from which was declared here. So it says city. Some type issue is missing. Okay, so city, country, and max attendees is missing from the property city, country, and max. I'm not missing it. So city is there, country is there, max attendees. Is there any issue? Yeah, that's what I did, right? So right now we have this group. Same. So address, and then we are saying this dot form builder dot group, right? Okay, so let's this. No, still the same. Let's start form group, and then it's saying cities, country, then attendees. Oh, interesting. I'm missing something, but what? Event location detail, which is declared here on type events. Yeah, I know. So it says city, country, and max attendees. Form control is missing following properties. What the heck? What is this? What I'm missing here? Mhm. Let's see if I can get help from Copilot. I'm probably setting some wrong property name, which is causing this. So I remember, yeah, we had this here, right? So we have event details, city, country, max attendees, which is available here. So I should be able to bind the same. I don't know why it's complaining about the types. Because form group doesn't match the structure expected in the event interface. Okay, remove the explicit. So it's asking me to remove the type. That's it. Okay, let's see. Really? So it's saying it was just due to this type. And this is not the solution. Looks like it's just a workaround, maybe to make it work. Let's see. So it's uploading, updating the server now. And let's see. Okay, so I can enter the city as well. It's available here. Banner, name, event. Okay, so everything is fine. So I can now go ahead and add this controls on UI. And let's copy paste. This is country. And what is the next one? Is max attendees. Okay, and then we can also say, okay, this is type number. Yeah, that this might have been another fix. So probably I can create another type for uh, this details, like location details, and then bind it. Yeah. Thanks for the tip, Sashi. And let's see if it's done. Why it's taking so much time? It's compiled already. Okay, fine. So this is done. We have our form. Yeah, looks dirty, but yeah, right now this is what we have. And we will add more details for sure, like have the template and everything. So, but yeah, we created a form using Angular's reactive template or reactive forms, and we will expand on this. We need to create our backend so we can save this data and everything. And for time being, let's go back and talk about the buildable libraries, right? So this is what we created last time, and I can show you like you can the advantage which we get out of NX, right? So why we created this library. So for this, to showcase like the example of caching or build cache, I'll just go ahead and build this application. So you remember like we served this application before, so I can say rather than serve, let's do build. So you can say build and colon production. So just to make sure that this is a production build. Yeah. We can see all these commands already are available in your project.json. So if I open project.json, you will be able to see like what are the different targets you can run. So we have lint, test, build, and this is something which is already available on NX console as well. So if I expand this, uh, I can see devs who run front end, and you have build, uh, which is this is the command we are running right now. So build with like production. Yeah, both project and target has to be defined, and yeah, NX. So I'm just missing run. So you, I hope this is available. Okay, I think because of my name, It's not visible somehow. How do I remove this? Drag to move? No. Design. Font default. Okay, so there is some error, building entry point. Yeah, okay, cool. So there is one thing which probably you can see now is when I did like production build, it was able to figure out that I have a dependent project. It says one of one dependent project, which means it is able to identify the libraries we need to build before we go ahead and build the application. And now there is some error. So it says compilation with Angular source in IV full compilation mode. And what is the error? It looks like you're trying to use Tailwind CSS directly as post CSS plugin has moved to a separate package. So continue using Tailwind CSS with, this is interesting. You will need to install Tailwind post CSS and update your post CSS configuration. I have no idea. I have no idea about this because, as I said, like I never use Tailwind before. So maybe you'll need to install Tailwind post CSS because I added this post Tailwind support to my library. Maybe this is what is causing an issue. So let's go ahead and see the library which we created. So this is libs, and then it had this has this Tailwind config.js, right? So an Angular Tailwind. So how does it gets used in side libraries? I thought like Tailwind is something which we can use in our project. But anyways, let's try to build the library first. I can see probably I can get more information out of this, or maybe I can just Google. So let's clear and run the build command. And it's run. It's okay, create event, and let's just do the build. We can also do build production. I mean, it was working fine when we serve our application, so I think there is no issue with the serve. There's only problem when we do the build, which will try to build each project individually. So in this case, like your application and as well as library, these are two projects which will be built, and it will always build your libraries before the application. So it is trying to build create event library and it fails. Okay. So if continue using Tailwind CSS with post CSS, you will need to install this. Okay. Somewhere, I'm just wondering like from where this takes this configuration related to Tailwind. So ESLint, tsconfig, Tailwind config.js, and how does it know that I'm using this Tailwind CSS? Because it's not being imported anywhere, right? Or used anywhere in the project directly. So it has just route and in, let's see, in package, somewhere it is defined maybe. Okay, so now nothing here. In here we have ng package and nothing else. So not even here. I'm just wondering why it's complaining about Tailwind config and from where it is trying to refer this file. What if I just remove it? Maybe I'll try that out. To see like if this works out, maybe try to resolve and see this issue. What is this Tailwind post CSS plugin? Good. So meanwhile, what I can do is I can also show you the backend project which we created for this. So for backend, we are using Nest.js. So if you have done Angular, you probably see the structure is a little bit similar. We have a module where we actually add our services, we add our controller. Controller is where you would define your get post request, and service is where you can actually make connection to database or maybe make queries to the database. And for this, I think for backend, what we can do is we can use the SDK, which is provided by Apprite. So let's see, Apprite had an Node.js SDK as well, or TypeScript SDK. Apprite. And so we have document and see like if they have something for Nest.js. Web. I don't want web. Oh, yeah, it's web, right? Create documents. Yeah. So I can select what I need is server, Node.js, and version is cloud. Okay. So I can make, okay, so they have Node app, right? Which we can use directly in our project. We can probably see if someone has written a Nest.js plugin for this. One question, how much time does the FE takes to build now? I mean, it depends what you're changing, but as we are using this, sorry. So if I see the serve is pretty quick because of RSpec. So we are using RSpec and it builds instantly. I'm not able to do plot build because of this Tailwind configuration issue which we have right now, and I have to check like what's causing this. Maybe I'll try to resolve this offline because otherwise it will take too much time, and then I can share it on next stream. What was the actual issue? But yeah, should be fast. RSpec is pretty much way faster than uh, your Webpack. Okay, so we have Node app, right? This is the package which we can use, or the SDK provided, which we can use to interact or to write our code in Node.js. They have Python, or they have so many. So they have Node.js, .NET, Go, Kotlin, Java, GraphQL, and REST API. Okay, nice. We need Node.js, or we can actually do Dino as well if you want to try it out, but I think Node.js is good to go because we know we can deploy it on Cloudflare. So Node.js AppWrite plus Nest. Yeah, someone has this Nest.js AppWrite. I'm not sure what is this. Easier AppWrite integration with your Nest.js application. Downloads 109, and I don't know why it's not showing on npm, but it's there on yarn for some reason. No, Node AppWrite is here, and let's see what is the repository. Can I see the repository? So we can configure something like this: endpoint databases, create your schema, and then import your schema, import for feature. And this looks nice package actually, but I'm just worried about where is the code. It's like it's not published. Yeah, it is. Last published 2 years ago. Yeah, so someone created it as an hobby project and then probably stopped maintaining it. And there is no even code base which is available, but we can build one anyways. We can create something for our own purpose using this JS SDK which we have. Uh, I think yeah, I'll end the stream today. Here we are stuck on this error. I'll see like what this error is, and we'll try to resolve this, and we'll try to work next time. Maybe I'll try to work on some of the other UIs and maybe add some server side code. So I have to do initial setup with AppWrite SDK. I'll try to do it offline as well, or maybe I can just do it online during the stream and see how it works. So yep, thanks again for joining everyone, and probably and enjoy your weekend. Have a really great weekend. In Germany, we have 3 days holiday actually, so it's Monday is also holiday. So I'm going to have a long weekend, and go ahead and enjoy yours as well. Hey Parth, I was just wrapping up the stream. Yeah, it's going great. Just I think end of the week's a little bit tired, but everything's fine. And let's see how the weekend goes, and have a happy weekend as well. See you. Bye bye.